Okay, problem 16. Now that I got the iPencil charged up and hopefully my dogs are quiet, let's continue. So for 16, we got an even exponent, and my y-intercept is 4. Whoa. And the degree is 2. The end behavior, even exponent, and it's a positive number, so it's going to follow basic rules, which is infinity and infinity. Okay, this one, the y-intercept is negative 20. The degree is 3. I'm always checking for that negative number there. Since it's odd with no negative number, this one approaches negative infinity as this one approaches infinity. This one, the y-intercept is 12. Our degree is 1. There's really a 1 there. I know we don't write it. That'd be really annoying to have to write it after every number we wrote. In behavior would be as x approaches negative infinity. Oh, actually, hold on just a second here. So picture this on a graph, okay? We had a y-intercept of 12 and then a slope of negative 4. So what happens? As I'm going this way, what happens to y? It rises. As I approach, as x gets bigger, what happens to y? So again, it's switched, or normal odd exponent rules, because the negative 4 switches it. Okay, so that is that problem and that section that I would definitely be prepared for. And now we're going to have another one. Okay, that's kind of tricky. All right. Pause it in a minute and try this, but let me tell you, you got to see the graph first. So we've never really done one where you're given a graph and you're asked to find the roots and the factor. Well, no, I guess we have. We've had one like this, but we have to find the graph and the roots. So I plugged the graph into Desmos, so let's check it out. So this is going to be x to the third minus x squared plus 4x minus 4. I think we can go ahead and get rid of the rest of this stuff now. Oh, wait. Not all of it, but okay, I didn't erase everything, but it is clear now, so that's good. Okay. So which graph is this? This is this light blue line. If you focus your eyes, I can't point on anything on Desmos because it's not in the right application, but if you could look at the x-axis at 1, that's the graph I'm talking about. I'm talking about that blue line. And I'm looking for the roots right now. I know it has 3 because it's to the third power. But only one root is visible. And that root is 1. So I have to be able to look at the graph and spot my root of 1. Okay? And then I have to work from there to go ahead and find my other roots. How many are there? There's 3, right? I couldn't spot any others. If I could, I'd write what they were, but that means they're imaginary. So my factor form would start out as x minus 1, and then I have 2 more. It's kind of like the other problem. I would probably pause it here and try to find the other ones. So from here, I'm going to have x minus 1 divided by all this stuff. And this one's easier because I don't have to do the 0x thing here, right? So I'm going to divide in. Again, I strongly recommend trying this on your own. Okay, so that's 0, that's 0, and then I'm going to drop down 4x, and then 4x divided by x is going to be 4. Then I'm going to multiply through. So I have x squared plus 4. Okay. Now some of you probably can already tell what's happening here, but I have x squared plus 4. Now that right there is not in factored form, but this is a rule that we learned, how to turn this into factored form. And when we do that, we go x, we go x, we go plus, we go minus, we go 2i, we go minus 2i. Okay, that's the rule for that one. Okay, so if I have like x squared, let's make it a little more challenging. Let's go 4x squared plus 81. That would turn into 2x plus 9i times 2x minus 9i. Now if we FOIL that, like let me FOIL this one over here on the right, we'd go x squared minus 2ix plus 2ix. And then it'd be 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and then I times I is I squared. And then if you remember, I squared is equal to negative 1. So we have this as negative 1, which becomes plus 4, and that's how this whole thing turns into x squared plus 4. So you write out the factors as x plus 2i and x minus 2i, making my other roots positive, negative 2i. And there are the answers to that very big problem. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about 310. 310 is great to look at as a study guide, and I'll actually post the answer key to it online so you can practice these more on your own and see if you're getting them right. So for this one, I think we did it in most of the classes, but it's always good to have another explanation. If you totally get it from that class, then at this point, there's one more thing I'm going to explain in the video. You could skip ahead, but here it is. So what I want to do with this is I want to write this into factored form. So for that, I'm going to make this x plus 2. We got a leading coefficient of negative 2. So I'm going to have negative 2. Actually, my Apple Pencil's dying, so I'm going to create a third video on this and then one more thing as well.